Hey guys, Mustang here bringing you Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we got the data download on both versions for the upcoming stuff, including the Gohan EZA and the new stages for the Supreme Magnificent Battle that obviously are out already. We also got the info on the two new Peppy units and the EZAs, as well as the time and date confirmation for those as well. So shout out to Proton, as always, for compiling all of this stuff into the handy thread. Always appreciate you, my dude. So let's have a quick look here. So we've got the Tech Ranfan and then AGL Videl are the two new Peppy units. And that Peppy banner is coming on the 18th, or the morning of the 18th, for me here in the UK. So that is Monday morning for me, late Sunday evening for some of you guys in the US. I think Eastern time it's around midnight, and then Pacific it's going to be what, like 9-10 p.m, something like that. So this is going to be the new banner that comes out. The tickets for Saiyan Day for today are like for the use on this banner, so everyone will get some free summons on the banner, which is pretty cool. We'll go over the details of both of these guys here in this video as well. So then we have the new stage for the heroine battle, stage 10 versus, is it Kawaii, and then stage 11 versus Brienne, aka Ribrienne. So both Tournament of Power enemies. So Tech Khalifa gonna go crazy in here, of course, guaranteed dodge. But yeah, these are coming on the same day at the same time as the banner. Then we have the two new stages for the blue zone. We'll be getting those videos out here today. Both stage 4 and 5 are versus Gohan and Goten and Trunks. So the first one is like the Tech LR with all three of them together, and then the second one is Gohan and Goten and Trunks as like two separate enemies. That's out already, so keep an eye out for those videos coming out soon. Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's EZA came out today as well. Typical 10 stage LR EZA. Weakness is Space Traveling Warriors, but I just blitzed through it with Omega's team. And yeah, very straightforward. Showcase for him will be up soon as well. And then yeah, we have the Peppy EZA, which of course comes out at the same time as the banner. The weakness is Peppy, so easy enough to get this. Gives you the medals for both Chili and Farcia. So another 33 stones, is it, from missions, or 34 stones incoming here at the beginning of next week, which is nice. And then yeah, we have the medals and stuff here. Tickets, summon points are now finally going to be available. I think we're at the point where people are starting to actually have enough of these to be able to get some of these tickets. So let me know how many of the summon points you have. I mean, we didn't know a huge amount when they first came out for things like the 3+1 banners and stuff like that. Obviously now that the GDC has come and gone, we know that while you're doing 3+1 like cycles, you don't get any of these. So I personally don't have many of these summon points already, but let me know how many you have. And then yeah, there's the special summon ticket 6. Allows you to perform a single summon in the Girl Power summon. So these are for that Peppy banner. And then the new wallpaper that is just, again, the title screen. We've done this a couple of times during this celebration. That gives you the wallpaper for beating the missions from the blue zone. We also have a new wallpaper, so new titles. I don't want that gnarly dude anywhere near me, or Love Will Save All as the two new ones, and then there's some scripted assets in there. Now the interesting thing is Proton did post this as well, right? We talked about the gaps in the ID table, talking about potential future EZAs, and Proton posted this: the newest EZAs fill the previous gaps. The new card gives us a single ID gap, which points to a super EZA. So potentially, with their banners dropping at the beginning of the week, maybe mid to late next week, before the celebration properly comes to an end, we are going to get another Super EZA. I still think B-Pan would be really good, would fit the theme for being like GT Heroes and being on the youth team, but let me know who you think the Super EZA could be. So yeah, that's not a huge data download in terms of the stuff that was in it, but we have got two new units and two new EZAs to talk about as well upcoming. So let's talk about those, starting off with the AGL Videl. So Videl, we kind of expected a Videl would be coming, right, because Gohan, Goten and Trunks have Defenders of Justice as one of their leader skills. So she's a Peppy leader, or Super AGL, but it's only 120. Something not really that great, but probably just get used for like Battlefield, let's be fair. So basic effects: key 2, attack and defense 200%, damage reduction 30%, Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type AGL excluded to rainbow. Key 3 and attack and defense 70% for allies whose names include Gohan Teen, Ultimate Gohan, or Great Saiyaman. So yeah, on that youth team, she's going to be buffing the Gohan by 70%, which is a considerable amount, and rainbow orb changing as well. So if you get a good rotation, you could get those 5 rainbow orbs and get Gohan's full passive unlocked like straight away, which will be very, very good. When there's another Peppy Gal's ally in the same turn, or when there's an ally whose name includes Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, or Great Saiyaman in the same turn, another 50% damage reduction before attacking, and then another 300% attack when attacking. So in slot 1, she'd have 80% damage reduction. That's interesting. For every turn passed, she loses 10% damage reduction, no more than -30. So with a Gohan ally, she's still going to have 50 before attacking, but then yeah, she's essentially going to have 0 after attacking. For 3 turns from the entry turn, 200% extra defense, high chance to crit, launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Okay, that's interesting. So decent defense for the first few turns, high crit chance. We got the damage reduction, which will wear off over the first couple of turns as well. However, then she has, when the character is KO'd, starting from the 4th turn from the entry turn, so that's when she loses the extra defense and everything, and she'll have lost her damage reduction. Revives with HP fully restored. Okay. Oh, is that it? Okay, yeah, so just revives with HP fully restored, but then has, after the character's revival is activated, attack and defense 200%, damage reduction 30%, guaranteed crit, guaranteed additional super. So she basically gets, her abilities essentially start to wear off, then she dies, revives, and gets all of her abilities back again. So interesting. 30% damage reduction isn't a lot, especially like without guard. The extra 50% is only before attacking, and she's not stacking at all. So like, I guess she's not going to be a great slot 1 unit. Does she have any dodge built in? No, I don't think so. So 80% damage reduction turn 1, like in slot 1, isn't that great in this meta of how hard these bosses are hitting, unless she's rocking like really high start of turn defense. I mean, she does have cold judgment, but yeah, I don't know. What are her super attack effects? As effect, because she's just a TUR, it is massively raised defense for 3 turns. So that's a 100% raise, and then when she comes around, if she's on rotation, she then still has that buff. The only thing that's kind of annoying is for the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks team, she's surely meant to be a floating support unit, but her super attack buff is only for 3 turns, which means if you float her off in slot 3, she won't still have that buff when she comes back around again. So that's not great design, considering what she's ideally going to be used for. It does make you think that they kind of want her to be that slot 1 unit, because then she's going to be on rotation. She's going to be keeping that defensive buff. I mean, getting her to, like, putting her in a position where she can just instantly get clapped on turn 4, and then you get revived with 4 HP, could be kind of helpful in some situations. And then obviously after that, she's guaranteed additional supering, which means another massive raise, guaranteed crit. So Videl seems interesting. Definitely not like super broken or anything. It's kind of funny because literally the comments on the side, the first comment is, damn, is she good enough? Crazy good. And then the next one is, she looks mid. Dokkan community in a nutshell. Let's go. Alright, so then we got Ranfan. Shout out to everyone who predicted that. A couple of people in the stream chat did and stuff. Like, definitely not what I would have expected, a new Ranfan. So she's a Peppy Gal's leader as well, or Super Tech instead of AGL. She's got attack and defense 200%, 40% chance to dodge, all allies key 1 and 40% defense, plus an additional key 1 and 30% defense for Peppy Gal's characters. So that's 70% defense and 2 key for Peppy Gal's. When attacking, 200% attack and defense 50% up to 200 and chance to dodge, and damage reduction, 10% up to 40 per Peppy Gal's ally on the team. So it doesn't say self-excluded, so 3 other Peppy Gal's characters, and she will get 40% damage reduction, 40% chance to dodge, and another 200%, so 400% attack and defense when attacking, which is quite high. After receiving or evading an attack, all allies attack 20%, Peppy Gal's allies excluded, Peppy Gal's allies 20% attack for 2 turns. So they do get the buff, but they get it for 2 turns. When facing only one enemy, attacked enemies attack and defense minus 30% for 2 turns. Great chance to stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns. Great chance to seal the attacked enemy for 2 turns. And then when the enemy is attack down, defense down, stunned, or sealed, gets a guaranteed additional super. So, I mean, that's pretty good. 80% chance to dodge. Is that like she's got 40 from there, 40 from there? I don't know if they stack. I think they do if they're both in the same in the passive parts like that. So that's pretty crazy. And then her super attack is raise attack and defense 1 turn and do supreme damage to the enemy. Raise allies attack by attack and defense 30% for 2 turns. Oof. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Obviously, she's a character that wants to be on a primarily Peppy Gal's team. But yeah, as a floating support for that team, she's going to be very, very good. Raising allies attack and defense on like the next turn is pretty useful. Or she could be on main rotation and help out the slot 3 character as well. So her defense after supering, she's going to get like 400%. So she's going to have relatively high defense, 40% damage reduction, and an 80% chance to dodge. So, like, for a random, like, unfeatured... Well, they're featured on this banner, but you know what I mean? Like, non-Dokkan Fest. Like, when we say unfeatured unit or whatever, banner unit sort of thing. She seems very, very good. Just for what she is, right? Like, I don't know if this was a Dokkan Fest that was just coming out. Would it be good enough? I mean, probably not because of the restriction to Peppy Gals. But pretty good card overall, I would say. So, the 2 new units, pretty decent. Obviously... Ranfan ideally just wants to be run on a Peppy Gal's team, which is probably not going to be like super meta relevant or anything again, just because we've got a couple of new units. But I guess we could see, because like both of these guys are good, and then if the EZAs are good as well, like, you know, Peppy Gal's could make a bit of a comeback. So we got the Int Chili, the unit famed for having like no attack and doing 0 damage whilst being very fun, like for support and defense with the dodging. So, key 3, defense 339%, foresees enemy super attack, so he's got the scouter still, obviously, that's no one going to take that away. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow, so it's rainbow orb changer. Great chance to evade enemies attack. All allies key 3, attack and defense 39%, and chance to crit 20%. Self-excluded. For every attack evaded, 139% extra defense within the turn. Every time she evades 3 attacks in battle, she gets 39% HP recovery at the end of the turn, up to 3 times. So if she evades like 9 attacks, she would actually heal 3 times. That's kind of cool. After evading 6 or more attacks in battle, all allies attack and defense 39% for 3 turns, self-excluded. When receiving a normal attack, another 139% defense temporarily. When receiving a super attack, chance to evade 10% temporarily. So against supers, she has an 80% chance to dodge. If she gets hit by a normal, she gets an extra 139% defense. And because that's all multiplicative, that could end up being super high. Like if she already dodges 1 or 2 attacks in the turn and then gets hit by a normal, her defense is going to jump up so high. Like she's probably going to be tanking like all normals in the game. Now obviously she's got no attack in her passive, so just like on release she's going to do no damage, but obviously that's not what she's on the team for, right? And her super attack massively raised defense of 1 turn, supreme damage, seals, and has a high chance to stun. So overall, she's just a turbocharged version of exactly what she did before, with extra dodge chance versus supers, bit of extra defense against normals. I like the fact that when you get the 6th dodge, you're then going to get a massive buff to your whole team for 3 turns. And you can kind of, obviously you can't plan, you know, exactly which attacks she will dodge and which ones she won't, but you can plan based on how many attacks you put her in front of, like how early or late in the fight you could potentially get this. Like if you deliberately keep her away from some attacks early on, and then when you get a few phases in, then she dodges the last couple that she needs and gives everyone the buff. That could obviously be very helpful. Now the problem is obviously for her, she's not on a lot of categories, never has been. So she's just a unit that kind of gets thrown on teams randomly. Like she's on Bond of Friendship, Peppy Gals, and then what's the last one? Is it Space Traveling Warriors? It should be technically, but we know what Dokkan is like with categories. Or is it Power of Wishes because of the Dragon Balls at the end of the movie? I can't remember. But yeah, she's not on a lot of categories, which is annoying. But the teams that she is on, obviously she's going to be very, very good. And then lastly, we have the physical Farcia. Now, we'll see this one will be interesting because I think she has a low class warrior restriction pre-EZA. So let's see. Attack and defense 200%, damage reduction 50%. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. For 5 turns from the entry turn, she has guard. Starting from the 6th turn, she gets an additional super and has a great chance to crit. For every attack received, attack and defense 40% up to 200. And then when there's 2 or more low class warrior allies on the team, or 2 or more Peppy Gals allies on the team, attack and defense 40% whenever guard is activated, up to 200%. So yeah, she can get an extra 200% stack, so basically getting hit 5 times within the first 5 turns while she's got the guard. And then by receiving the attack, she's also getting 40%. So she's going to get up to a 400% buff after receiving 5 hits, as long as you have the Peppy Gals allies on the team. She's got 50% damage reduction and guard, which is decent, but in this current meta, like, she was okay on release, but like in the current meta, putting her in slot 1 to potentially soak up as many of these attacks as possible with only 50% damage reduction and guard is kind of a little scary, I think. Her super attack is greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage and high chance to stun. So I mean, post super she'll be tanking a lot better, obviously. It'd be interesting to see what she looks like fully built up, but probably not going to be anything too crazy. It's one of those things, really. We need a new Bardock, so we can get like Tech Bardock EZA, have a better team for this Farcia. Maybe we could get the Team Bardock like Giant Ape EZAs, but yeah, Farcia seems solid, but nothing really too crazy. Chili obviously seems like a super crazy support unit as always, so that's pretty good. And then yeah, these 2 units are both decent as well. So pretty solid new units coming. And as I said, these guys all will be dropping on Monday morning, the 18th for me in the UK, or late Sunday evening, the 17th for you guys in the US. So let me know what you think. What are you most looking forward to? What do you think of the 4 new units? Certainly going to be very interesting. The new Peppy Gal stages will obviously... I don't know. I'm not going to go crazy summoning on the banner. Like, we all get the free tickets, and then usually the Peppy Gals banner has like 3 multis discounted to 30 stones and they're guaranteed featured or something. So if it has something similar to that again, maybe I'll just do like the guaranteed featured ones. But I don't think these guys are necessarily worth chasing in any aspect. Even the Videl for Gohan, Goten and Trunks' team, she'll be very good for buffing the Gohan, but overall not too sure how great she will be. Certainly interesting with the stats, and then like the revive, getting all those abilities like charged back up is kind of interesting, but I guess we'll see how it pans out. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ninja. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.